Good. He's good now.
All right. Well, everybody knows what time it is. Thirsty Thursday. Welcome everybody to this episode of Sammies and Beer. With me, as always, is Tomas, and back by popular demand, we have Chef Daniel with us. So, you are kind of a big deal. So, we appreciate you taking the time to come chat with us again. Happy Thursday, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, Matt. Fantastic day.
Pretty good day.
It's always a great day whenever we have Chef Daniel.
Oh,
it is.
We have to make sure.
I've you guys for like a whole week.
It's been a while. Well, Daniel was sick, so we were going to have him on last week.
I was sick.
But he was peeing out of his butt, and he has hemorrhoids, and it's just,
all that.
He ate some of his own cooking.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I don't do that.
What a Stein, too. What a fucking man you are, Daniel.
You see that shit? Yeah.
I'm over here drinking Kool-Aid out of a glass cup. All right, well.
Well, I went. I was like, I looked at it. I was like, you know what? I need some stout in here today. So I went to the store and got some, 2 different stouts, and that's what's in here.
Huh.
There you go.
All right. Okay.
It's stout season, With
it is stout season.
Out.
Yep.
Do you drink dark beers when it's cold out?
No,
Oh, yeah.
You just don't drink beer when it's cold out. Or you do, and you put it in the snow so it gets cold. But you do light beer like you always do, because dark beer tastes like a cat's asshole.
And light beer is usually cheap, so.
That too. That too. Don't be afraid to get Lone Star. It's $6 for a bunch of tall boys.
It's a bunch of PBR, baby.
So, actually, speaking of alcohol, there's something that is, because I've been learning how to cook. We're talking fucking mac and cheese, right? I text you all the time, just for some background.
You've been texting him to make Kraft macaroni and cheese?
No, like real mac and cheese, homemade mac and cheese.
It says 1/4 cup of milk. What do I do?
I made a bechamel. We talk about it, and I've always been curious because I never really understood it. But there's alcohol pairings for food, because to me, just all alcohol goes good with all food. And I'm kind of curious in your opinion on that. What is it? White wine with fish and red wine with steak?
Yeah. No, I have my certain opinions on certain pairings.
That is my question.
And I would love to hear Daniel's responses on these, but you're kind of getting us a little off track here.
Oh, fuck. My bad. Yeah. I'm excited. Daniel's here. Yeah.
That's, we've got to start off with our shots. Shot for or shot at. Daniel, being the guest, would you like to go first? Otherwise, one of us can.
Yeah, I can go first. Well, like I said, I'm drinking stout. I think this one's Dragon Milk. I had Old Rasputin's before this.
Nice.
So those are my 2 go-to stouts. So my shot goes out to, let's see. Well, since it's being close to Thanksgiving, shout out to all families. Being with your families, doing the things you like to do, and just being with each other.
Sick.
Cheers.
Cheers to that one.
Cheers.
Speaking of families, your family's coming to see me for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I think it's
going to see somebody.
I think it's just your parents. I don't think Gabe's coming. It's literally just your parents coming to see me.
Oh, good. Oh, nice. Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, we'll get a hotel, we'll have some drinks. I'm like, hell yeah, all right.
Yeah, shit. Why not?
They're up the road. For everyone's knowledge, Daniel's parents live up the road from me, so it's just yeah. Sure. I would like to take a shot at, and actually I'm being a little hypocritical today. So I saw Matt in a sweater, and I was like, I always have a sweater on deck, right? but I thought he was wearing a Christmas sweater. It's definitely a Thanksgiving sweater, but I only have a Thanksgiving sweater on deck besides sweater vests, when I didn't feel like looking like Dr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers. So I'm actually taking a shot at people who celebrate Christmas too early while wearing a Christmas sweater. So fuck you guys. Thanksgiving comes first, which Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. But fuck me, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, so you just took a shot at yourself. I want to just clarify that.
Yep.
And how? Yeah. So my shot is going to go to the absolute worst part of Thanksgiving, Black Friday.
Ooh.
I absolutely despise Black Friday, and I think it has gotten so much worse with retailers now opening up on Thanksgiving Day, opening up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is. This is supposed to be, it's a holiday. You're supposed to be thankful for spending time with your friends, your family. You're grateful for all this thing. And everybody's like, you know what? We should make that motherfucker come in at 4 o'clock in the morning tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on.
All the employees,
Yeah, give them a day. So
give them 3.
I don't care how many you give them, but fuck whoever decided that Black Friday was the best day to have a huge sale. Fuck you.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Probably Jeff Bezos. Seems like he would have something.
Oh yeah, probably. And and then they have the early Black Friday sales, which is this week or something. Well, then what's the point?
Yeah. Well, have you guys ever actually gone out and done any of the Black Friday shopping?
Yes, but I always go on base.
On base, yeah. Not everybody has those options.
That's fair.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I never thought it was actually worth it.
I never did either.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run through a mob to save $200 on a fucking flat screen TV.
Yeah. It's unless you're looking specifically for a TV, I don't know.
Oh, for sure. I go on base because people can't be rowdy. They'll get in trouble. So
Sure.
Everyone just waits in line, waits their turn. If you don't get it, you don't get it. So
yeah,
it's a little easier. But the sales aren't as good as they are off base, but there's still something. But that's when I went. I really don't do it anymore. There's nothing I want that badly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's I didn't even want to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to smoke our turkey. I'm like, well, guess that turkey's getting fried. So why am I going to get up at 6 o'clock for a TV?
Exactly.
No.
Oh, I completely agree. Oh shit!
It would have to be a hell of a deal.
But even then, if it's a hell of a deal, if you're not the first one there, you're gonna miss out. Everyone's gonna get snatched up.
Yeah. 90% off or some shit.
Yeah, 90% off. I'm in.
Of a gaming PC, kind of 90% off.
Yeah.
I'm an old man and a homeowner, so if they were hey, we've got 90% off this bathroom countertop and mirror, I'd be like, ooh, I could probably use one. We've been talking about redoing the bathroom.
So save on this backsplash.
or groceries. It's even if it's 30% off the whole store, my ass would be first in line at a grocery store. I'll fucking take this. I'll take that.
Fucking Sam's Club or something.
Oh my god, I would buy so much prosciutto. I would just buy it, the whole fucking thing, the big ass leg.
We're having prosciutto tonight.
We're having prosciutto every night for 6 weeks. I'm getting the whole fucking thing. I never understood Black Friday. Oh, right. Excuse me. Sorry, Santa. I haven't been utilizing you as I should. There we go. Nice and cozy.
So, as we were, using Daniel's expertise with pairing of alcohols with, food. So, if I drink whiskey, do I have specific foods that I have to go for depending on what kind of whiskey? If I order a black velvet, do I automatically have to get the fried chicken? Or the country fried steak?
Well, see, when I go out to eat, I like to pair my food, for my preferences. So like, yeah, if I get like something like that, I'd probably get like more fried or rich food, to go with it.
What about
It's very warming.
What about a port?
Yeah.
What would you pair with a
Well,
port?
port's
port?
dessert usually.
Oh, so
Port is yeah. Port's very high in sugar, so it's usually a dessert. But like to pair with a port, I'd usually go like with like a chocolate cake or like like something rich like that. Like,
Were you watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine when they were drinking the port?
Yeah.
That's why you brought it up.
I don't even know what it is. I don't fucking know what it is.
It also just dawned on me that episode where I think this deserves a nice port. And then Jake starts ordering them. So, fair enough. Great. Probably the best TV show out there. So if you haven't seen it, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, go get it done.
I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. So, say, got my girl. We're hanging out. We're watching Lord of the Rings, and I make a prime rib roast. Right? I've been working on it for hours. We're gonna have a really nice dinner. I've got the fucking au jus on deck. Like, it's just gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah.
What alcohol do I serve us at that time?
Well, I like red wine, with something heavy like that, or whiskey or bourbon, So
That's an option.
but not a lot of people drink bourbon, so if you're gonna go like a deep red wine, that'd be good. Like a Chardonnay.
Charbonnet.
No.
I don't know, dude. You just said red wine.
Like a Cabernet, a Merlot.
Cab, yeah. A deep cab. As most Californian as it could find, pretty much. I'm sorry, but California is the best cab in the world.
Listen, I've tried wine in California. All wine's gross, so.
Not the wine that tastes like grape juice.
Yeah, there you go. Box wine.
Are you going to church, Matt? Like, which one?
There's a wine out here that I absolutely love. It's called Calamity Jane. It's made out in Rapid City, South Dakota. Tastes just like grape juice. I'll drink fucking 2 bottles of it and get fucking lit.
Can you guys grow grapes in South Dakota?
Yeah, you can grow grapes anywhere.
For like 2 weeks,
Yeah, I was like, aren't you guys like 10 minutes from the North Pole? Like Santa's just down the street. Your kids have a great Christmas.
You're making yourself sound silly right now.
Am I?
You are.
You are so far north.
We are the southern of the 2 Dakotas. Obviously, there's a whole nother state before you even get to Canada.
Listen, I lived in Nebraska, and that shit was too cold. And South Dakota's above that. That's basically the Great White North. You have probably White Walkers walk around that motherfucker. All right?
White Walkers.
You're right. Everybody should stay away. Do not come here.
Dude,
It's terrible. It's cold.
It is.
It's miserable. There's nothing to do. Don't come here.
Mount Rushmore sucks.
Yeah, I mean, unless Ronald Reagan's on there, it's not worth going to.
Ronald Reagan. Actually, I have something funny to relate. I started a new job, EMS, right? And the paramedic I've been working for, he's an old paramedic from New York, and he grew up when Ronald Reagan was in office. And he is a boomer through and through, watches Fox News, all night long. Super cool guy, but the shit that came out of his mouth this week, hilarious. With his thick accent, which can segue me into another crop dusting story. So, little known fact, right?
Just because you say segue doesn't make it a good segue.
Well, because it happened at work. It happened at work. So
listen.
When you're in the ICU, especially if you're working in a hospital and your patient's unconscious, like you're doing some stuff, right? You're changing out meds, and you're like, man, I got to fart. And it's loud because they're on oxygen, they're on a vent, and the patient's smelly anyway, so you just let it go, right? You just rip it, because it's fine. The patient's not going to smell it. Like, it's like the perfect place to fart. So I was going to pick up a patient, and I put the stretcher out, and I walked into the room, and in front of me is, and I love my girlfriend, is one of the hottest nurses I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, holy shit. But as I walk in, she doesn't notice me because it's super loud, and she's facing away, and I just hear her rip the biggest fart I have ever heard. It's like cheeks flapping, kind of just like letting it go. And I just, I'm standing there, and I kind of like walk out, and I look at my paramedic, and he's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Just give me a minute." And I'm like fucking around with the iPad, like, "Yeah, I'm working." Blah blah blah. I walk back in, whatever. We go through the motions, but I'm in there, and it smells like it smells so fucking bad. It's like she only ate deviled eggs for weeks. Is what it smelled like. It was disgusting. And my paramedic, he's just like, "Man, did he shit himself?" And she's just like, "Oh yeah, I don't know. We'll check before we transport." I'm like, "You fucking cocksucker! He was dry as a bone. It was you." Just
man,
the absolute hottest nurse.
So, along this line, do nurses take? I think they call it the Hippocratic Oath.
So yeah, I think it's just doctors.
Just doctors. Okay, so you guys don't promise to do no harm.
No.
No, okay, that's good.
I'll beat somebody's ass.
Otherwise, you all are violating that shit real quick.
Yeah. I'm gonna beat somebody's ass if the opportunity presents itself. Like,
I'm not talking about beating people's asses. I'm talking about fucking farting in their ventilators and shit.
She committed a war crime with what came out of her ass that day. It was like 7:30 in the goddamn morning too. It was early. I did not know how to deal with that. Smart nurse. Yeah. Took really good care of her patient, Awesome time. Just all the hot women in the world have tummy issues.
It's like, goddamn, what did you eat?
It's fucking disgusting. And then I
guess those 3 fucking caramel frappuccinos from Starbucks didn't fucking do you good.
Yeah. I will admit though, because it's like I sit in the back when we're going to the hospital, right? I'm prepping things, getting everything ready, getting the monitor ready, whatever, before we get to the hospital. And like I've been back there, and I'm just letting it loose because it's just like whatever. I don't give a fuck in general. And it's saturating the back of the ambulance, and my paramedic will walk back there. He's like, "Jesus fucking Christ!" And I didn't know at the time, but there's actually a ventilator, like a vent. An external vent in that, so he just like reaches past me and turns on the vent. It's like turning on a fan in a restroom.
Well, I also want it known that you said he was from New York, correct?
Yeah.
That is the dirtiest, filthiest, smelliest place, and he thinks that you fucking stink.
That's fair.
I live in a city with cockroaches and rats.
And no new alleyways compared to this.
Yeah.
He's such a good guy, though. Like, he's a dick, right? Like, he's an asshole, and no one wants to work with him because they think he's an asshole. He's not an asshole. He's just from New York. It's just like he's up front, and he's going to tell you how he feels in a mean way. But, like, anytime I struggle or I'm thinking about something, he's like, "Oh, let me show you." And he just does it. It's like, so it's not taking his words, it's taking what he does. Add value. Fuck him. I'll work with him forever. I don't give a shit. He's awesome. He knows what he's doing.
Nice. Yeah.
So, to segue. Just going to say segue anytime I want to change subjects or go into something new. Thanksgiving, a week away.
Yes.
Are we going to have a Thanksgiving podcast next Thursday? We haven't talked about that. I don't know. You had talked about working.
We shouldn't, but you know what we should do is we should pre-record one and release it on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah,
we can do something like that.
We can do that.
Okay. See, that's out of the box thinking there. I like it. Daniel, appetizers for Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
Give me some ideas. Because I can tell you what we usually do.
Okay.
He brought up deviled eggs. Obviously, deviled eggs are a staple.
If you want deviled
at
eggs,
Thanksgiving.
if you want a deviled egg recipe, ask Daniel. Those are the best fucking deviled eggs I've ever had in my goddamn life.
So
I don't
some
doubt
good
that.
fucking double eggs.
The other thing that we always make is this terrible, super cheap, amazing, like imitation crab dip. You put fucking cream cheese on a plate, you put cocktail sauce over it, you put cheese over the top of it, and then you eat it with Ritz crackers. And then you put the fake imitation fake crab.
It sounds fucking disgusting.
It's so fucking good. I'll eat the whole fucking plate of it.
It sounds so nasty.
Make it.
Hey, some sort of dip, right?
Yeah, it sounds so terrible, but it's so fucking good. Like, I'm pretty sure I eat the whole plate every year.
Jesus Christ. Well, I mean.
Well, you can always do like the cheese board. Get 5 different cheeses and a few crackers, 3 different crackers, maybe some olives and some of Thomas's prosciutto.
What kind of cheeses do you recommend? He's talking about put it on a plate for people to eat. What do you mean leave it out of this? You want to put it on there.
You don't have to get fancy. I would do like a cheddar and maybe like a soft cheese.
So a charcuterie board.
Yeah, a charcuterie.
A charcuterie board.
Well, and I'm asking because I know absolutely nothing at cheese. Like, we go to the grocery store and I'm looking at all these cheeses and I'm like, hey, I know cheddar, sharp cheddar, Colby Jack.
Yeah.
Mexican blend. Let's go with that one for tacos. And that's about the extent of my cheese knowledge, other than blue cheese.
I mean, if you like blue cheese, do you like blue cheese?
Depends on how it's made, honestly. Sometimes I've had blue cheese and I'm like, that's fucking bomb. And then other times I've had it and I'm like, that's the fucking devil's spit. I don't want to touch that ever again. So, it's such a weird cheese to where I don't know how I can hate it sometimes and love it other times.
I can only eat blue cheese if it's paired with a pork. So,
paired with a pork. Yeah,
the only time I can eat blue cheese.
I've had a very large range of blue cheeses. I swear, in culinary school, we had this blue cheese that was. So it's like the veins in the blue cheese are like the mold or whatever that makes it sharp and disgusting, kind of.
No, I don't know any of that.
I didn't know that at all. I eat moldy cheese.
I know eating mold with cheese, but
blue cheese is moldy cheese, pretty much.
Yeah.
But
there's veins.
Yeah, so I don't know how to describe it. Like, if you cut a blue cheese wheel, it'll have veins going through it, and that's what it looks like. It's the the blueness of the cheese. So in culinary school, we had one that was super dense, high end, and I took one bite of that, and I swear I almost vomited right there. It was nasty. So there's some blue cheeses out there that are pretty nasty.
We as people eat disgusting things. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, but I mean, mild blue cheese, it's nice. It's good on steaks.
It's pungent. It's even on the same aspect, feta cheese. Feta cheese is very pungent. Fucking delicious.
At my restaurant, I did that steak sandwich, and I had blue cheese crumble on top, and I browned it on top. It was nice. It was very nice.
What kind of cheese does come on a gyro? Is there a traditional cheese for a gyro?
I don't think gyros have cheese.
Every time there's a local gyro place, and I always go there, and they give me these little cubes of cheese, and they're fucking delicious. And my wife hates it. Yeah, it's white. Yeah, and then I break it up and crumble it all over the top, and my wife hates hers, so I always get an extra one, and it's a fucking bonus cheese.
Is it like feta? Like feta cheese?
I don't know. It's just a little. It's just a little cube.
Now, is it very pungent?
I don't think it's pungent. No, it's kind of light and fluffy. Honestly,
it sounds like feta.
Cloud-like, poofy.
Yeah.
Fetta's delicious, and that checks out. Mediterranean kind of, like that's
like on a euro.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, God, now I want a fucking euro.
I want a doner kebab.
That's what I'll get for fucking lunch tomorrow.
You fucking.
Although, holy shit, the price of those fucking euros. The last time I went there, they do like a euro plate with like this dinky little side of fries and a drink, $15 fucking bucks.
Yep.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Used to be $9.95.
Can you eat it without the fries?
I should eat it without the fries because their fries are so terrible. Like,
then don't get the fucking fries. Get some potato chips at home.
But I fucking love French fries. How do I say no? Like, do I look like I say no to French fries? They are probably like, if I had to pick a favorite food, it would probably be French fries. I fucking love potatoes.
If you love them, you're gonna turn into one.
I probably am. I'm okay with that. Like, when I die, stick potatoes in me and grow fucking shit out of me.
I'll eat mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
I fucking grew potatoes this year for the first time.
Did you?
I did.
No.
I was a little disappointed. I was hoping that they would be like if you ever heard anybody like, oh, you got to get garden fresh tomatoes. They're so much better than store-bought.
Yeah.
I was really hoping potatoes would be like that. Like, oh my God, you have to make your own potatoes because they're so much better than store-bought. They tasted the fucking same.
It's a potato.
I think when it comes to potatoes, like it depends on like the soil or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I was really hopeful. It wasn't there.
It's potato. But the best part about potatoes
is you say it's a potato, but like it's a tomato.
Well, a tomato's got a complex flavor profile. You cook it, it gets sweet. You don't, it's acidic. Like, you just really gotta. You gotta. Yeah. I'm fucking learning, Daniel. I'm watching the videos.
You just have a super watery tomato.
Yeah, exactly. But with potato, it's just potato. It's what you put in with the potato that makes potato awesome.
We need to quit talking shit about potatoes.
I wouldn't. If you think potatoes are so great, I just want you to fucking make goddamn baked potatoes with nothing on them and just eat them.
I would.
Like that.
Oh, for sure. Name a potato that doesn't belong in a meal.
Sweet potatoes.
Sweet, yeah, of course. That's not a real potato. That's why you said sweet before it.
You don't like sweet potatoes?
Oh, I don't
like sweet potatoes.
That's fucking disgusting.
You know what? You know what a sweet potato is? Its real name is a yam. It's trying to mask itself as a fucking potato. It wishes it was a potato. It's like, oh no, I'm not a yam. I'm a sweet potato. Now fuck you. You're a yam. Get the fuck out of here.
You're a yam.
Go back to doing yam things over there.
Speaking of sweet potatoes,
yam.
Imagine being my father, right? My father's colorblind, red and green. So he can't fucking tell the difference between a sweet potato and a potato at glance. And he hates sweet potatoes. So imagine living, like, going to a buffet and being like, I don't know if these are regular French fries or sweet potato fries. He's been bamboozled so many times. He's like got this big old breakfast plate ready with a shit ton of hash browns, and he takes one bite of the hash browns, and he's fucking livid because there's sweet potatoes.
Sweet potato hash browns?
Yep.
I've never heard of sweet potato hash browns. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's like hash. They call it hash. Like, yeah. Like, I don't know.
I even upgraded my hash brown game. I shredded an onion with my potatoes now.
There you go.
Mix it with to make better hash browns. Fucking
yeah.
Yeah, you mean adding flavor to things is good?
Well, I use like the powders. All right, look, I'm learning. I'm cooking with vegetables now. Just be fucking happy I'm eating vegetables.
Add some powder in there. Garlic and onion. Garlic and
onion powder. Let's fucking go, baby.
With fucking everything.
Yeah. Fucking everything. My girlfriend's been wanting curry, so I think I'm gonna make some curry tomorrow.
Ooh,
nice.
Yeah.
Have fun peeing out of your butt.
Have you guys ever eaten like wild game? Like, have you ever eaten? You ever shot a deer and had like, but it's one thing to have like deer jerky, deer sticks. Have you guys ever had like a deer roast?
So every time,
well, I never have.
Every time we go hunting and we secure a kill, we field dress it ourselves, right? And sometimes we'll send it off to the butcher, the larger pieces. But every time we get the backstrap, and then we smoke it that day. And so we have that.
Well, the backstraps are fucking delicious. I mean, if you're from Texas, so you know Ted Nugent. Ted Nugent raves about backstraps.
So
like that is seriously the most delicious.
Oh, it's awesome.
But growing up in the cheaper side of town, we would go deer hunting, and like deer would fill our freezer for years, and we wouldn't just make jerky and sticks. Like we would have like roasts and all sorts of fun stuff. And I can distinctly remember I was dating this girl, and she absolutely loved pot roast. Like she would wake up at like 2:00 in the morning and go put all the ingredients into a crock pot so she could have fucking pot roast for lunch that day. It was super fucking weird. She was a weird person. So we're going over to my parents one time, and again, like I said, my parents didn't grow up. We didn't grow up wealthy. We had a lot of deer fucking roasts, and so I'd had plenty of deer roast. Deer is very gamey, and if you haven't had gamey meat, you don't really expect it. And so we go over to my parents, and we get food out, like the pot roast is done. She goes over and she's like, oh, I love roast. And she's fucking scooping heaps of meat, potatoes, carrots. And I'm like, you need to go easy here. She's like, no, I love this stuff. And I'm like, you haven't had deer roast. Like, you want some ketchup? Oh, I don't need any fucking ketchup. Oh, you do. We sit down, we pray. She takes one bite and she just looks at me like she just fucking lost her shit. She's like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, that's deer roast.
Ooh.
She did not.
I mean, like, if you never had something gamey, it tastes like spoiled or something.
Yeah,
it tastes off.
Yeah, it tastes off. Right.
Yeah, it's a weird taste.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like I said, I grew up with it, so I was just like, this is just a fucking deer roast. It just has. It's not cow. It's not pig. It's just a deer roast.
Yeah.
Now, she ate like 3 bites of that and was like, oh, I can't eat any more of this.
Yeah, that's it.
I was like, all right, you got to go. I gave you warnings. You're done.
That's it. Didn't pass the test.
Didn't pass the test. Can't eat fucking deer. Like, fuck you. You're gone.
You would not survive an apocalypse, essentially.
Nope.
You're fucking done. No. You're out of here. A big way to get deer to not taste gamey, by the way, is if you feed them corn for a while.
Yeah, that's how they do all the cows and shit,
Well, unlike in the great state of Texas, that is actually illegal in the state of South Dakota while hunting.
It ain't here.
Yeah.
Matt, I'm not telling you to get a feeder and to feed deer corn. I'm just saying you're feeding the birds every day at 7 a.m. corn in the same spot.
What I'm saying is I don't feed the deer corn. My neighbor, on the other hand, right on the other side of this fence, he feeds deer corn. And he does it quite frequently.
It completely changes the flavor profile, though. Like, it does. 100%.
Yeah.
So why is that illegal?
Why is, like, feeding? I mean, it's trap.
It's corn. Is it?
It's just trap. Like, I mean, like feeding an animal, like setting it out to a feeder. Like, then you get that animal used to going there for food, and then all you have to do is fucking walk up and shoot it. Like,
that's the point.
At that point, it's so used to it. That is not the point.
You're
controlling every aspect of it.
In a survival situation, I would absolutely feed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
There's not going to be a game warden there. In a survival situation, the game warden's not going to come bother you.
You never know who's in my team.
We're not in a survival situation. If anything, the deer is in a survival situation, and you're cheating.
Well, I gave him a good few years. All right.
Did you?
I did. You wait till they're nice and healthy, nice and big, big rack, and you're just like,
what a peach you are for him.
What a guy. What a saint.
Hey, it's a fucking deer. Fuck that thing. I'm gonna eat you.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
But you at least got to put some work in for it.
I did. I pulled the trigger. I got up early. You know.
You probably didn't. You probably shot it after. You probably shot it at the afternoon hunt.
No, I always do morning hunts because in the afternoon I'm usually hammered. We don't handle firearms when we're drinking, you know. So
it's a loose rule, I think. Yeah.
It really is. So Daniel, other than charcuterie boards,
say it right.
I don't know how to say it right.
A charcuterie.
Charcuterie?
Yep.
Charcuterie.
Other than adult fucking Lunchables.
Adult Lunchables, yeah.
What do you recommend? Like, give me some side ideas. Like, and it can even be like for the main meal. It doesn't have to be appetizers. Give me some side ideas because I've done. We do green bean casserole, which probably the best thing in the fucking world.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like
green bean casserole, yeah.
Mashed potatoes, corn, gravy. I do want you to speak on homemade gravy, and I want some lessons on how to make an amazing homemade gravy because I'll be honest, I love my wife to death, but we get packet gravy every year.
Oh, it's easy.
And it's not easy. Bad. It's not bad. I don't want to say that the packet gravy isn't there, but it's, just not there. Like, it's like it's like you're drinking O'Doul's when you know that there's a Coors Light right next to it.
Yep. So, when you buy every turkey, it comes with a turkey dick?
I do.
You use that to make stock, and then the trimmings from the pan, and then use that to make the gravy.
So you get a really hot pan, and you get like the giblets and the neck and all that,
the dick.
And the dick, yeah,
the turkey dick,
and you like sear it in the pan, and you get like that nice like the color on the pan.
I know what that's called.
And then what is it called?
It's called fond.
Okay. Yes. But and then
I don't know if he's agreeing with you or just trying to get you to shut the fuck up so we can talk. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, sit down, little buddy.
Yeah. And then you deglaze it with like water, or better is chicken stock, and then you get like that nice like all the goodies that are on the pan. It's now in the little soup, and then you add flour, and then make it a little thick, like Thomas's velouté,
Mm-hmm.
They teach you all about that velouté.
Yeah, I love it.
And salt, pepper, and that's it. Really, that's it.
Okay, that's awesome because I absolutely know that my wife listens to our podcast, and so hopefully she took some notes there. If not, you can rewind it and listen to it again.
Wow.
You want to go a step further? I instead of chicken stock, I pour a little bit of bourbon in there first.
Ooh.
Deglaze with the bourbon?
Yes, deglaze with the bourbon, and then do the chicken stock. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now, the issue, I've tried to make gravy in the past along those lines, especially a white or a cream gravy, and I feel like it doesn't have the flavor that most white gravy comes with. Am I adding too much flour? Do you have advice for when you're not getting the flavors you want out of a gravy like that?
It could be too much flour, but the flavor comes from the gizzards and the giblets, all that.
The dick.
So if you get
it's all in the dick.
All in the dick, yeah. So, sear that as much as you can. Get as much flavor out of those as you can, and then you should be all right.
All right.
Yeah.
I gotta ask my dad makes it every year. I think he puts butter in too. But
oh yeah.
It's so fucking good. It's what I look forward to. That and the most important side dish besides mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving is stuffing.
Yes.
I'll fucking fight someone on homemade stuffing is the fucking best.
Oh my god, my grandma does a sage sausage apple stuffing. Oh, it's so good. I've asked her so many times for the recipe, but she showed me before, but I was like, I never written it down, so I need to pay attention.
Yeah, you need to fucking share is what you need to do.
I need to, yeah, right.
Do you guys make a ham on Thanksgiving?
No, I never made a ham.
We don't, but we don't ever have ham in my house because my wife hates ham.
That's right.
I'll be honest, she's a little crazy. She hates ham and maple syrup.
That's right. And that's such a good combo, too.
So close to Canada, too.
I know, right? We're a state away.
We're a state away.
Oh, man. We always have ham on deck, too. Just like a decent-sized ham, just in case. A little extra meat.
So we do the mustard on the ham,
yeah.
And the pineapple. We do pineapple on the ham too. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My wife.
But that's more like Christmas, honestly.
We make the same thing for Christmas.
My wife was very interested at the amount of food that you said that you make for your Thanksgiving, Thomas. She specifically commented. She's like, "Holy shit! How many fucking people do they have at their house?"
A lot.
Because you said I
think we're doing 4 this
2
year.
or 4.
I think so. At least 3 and a ham.
3 and a ham.
3 turkeys and a ham. And what size of turkeys are we talking here?
I think they're 20-pound turkeys.
Damn, those are huge.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I have a big family. I have a big extended family. But what we also do, and when I was in tech training, and my sister is now dating a guy who's in the Army. We know a lot of kids that they're far from home and they don't have a place to go for Thanksgiving or for Christmas and stuff. So we make a fuck ton of food. In fact, Gabe's paramedic partner came to Thanksgiving when he was in tech school. I brought 10 of those motherfuckers over. And that we just, if we discover anyone that doesn't have a place to go on Thanksgiving, we make sure they come and we make sure they have food. And we don't eat it all, of course, right? We make a fuck ton of food, but we send people with 2 or 3 fucking plates so they can have those Thanksgiving sandwiches,
Yeah.
I've already had a hot turkey sandwich this year.
It's the best.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, we did a Friendsgiving 2 weeks last weekend.
It was last weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
You lucky bitch.
So,
and then I do 20 pounds, I peel and boil 20 pounds of potatoes, and then I buy 20 pounds of boxed potatoes, and I mix them.
Okay.
So it still tastes like really good mashed potatoes, but you get to cheat and not make 40 pounds of mashed potatoes.
I will say I don't know how to take this comment because we did a Friendsgiving, and I got the comment from one of my wife's friends. She's like, "Oh, this is probably the best turkey I've ever had." She's like, "It's so moist and juicy." And I'm like, "Weren't you here last year when I made turkey as well?" And she was. She's like, "Oh, I guess I don't remember that." And I'm like, "Oh, well,
so
cool.
You're saying my turkey's unmemorable."
I remember that one because I spent 6 hours smoking a turkey last year. This year I spent fucking 45 minutes deep frying it. So, guess deep fry is the way to go.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go for smoked all the way.
I like the smoked personally. I thought it was way better.
I love the smoked.
But
some people don't like that flavor profile.
They wanted to eat it
they're wrong.
They wanted to eat at 1 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. to smoke a turkey. It takes me an hour, maybe an hour and a half to fry one. I'll go that route.
Which is still still better than baking, in my opinion. Frying a turkey is still better than baking a turkey.
See, I've never baked a turkey. What is this?
Really?
No, I've never baked one. I've always fried or smoked.
I'm gonna bake one this year.
Are you?
Just because I gave away my smoker because I'm my parents are out of state, so I don't really have somewhere to smoke it.
That's fair.
Yeah, they moved to Texas where life is good instead of California. Not to take a personal shot, Daniel, but South Dakota needs some good chefs. Just to say that out there.
He can come to Texas. His parents are already here. You can come too.
We'll just all be in Texas. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, with those 28 other million people. That's right, 28 million.
It's
28 million.
drops in the bucket.
Yeah. There's less than a million in South Dakota, though. Just to throw that out there.
I talked to the old wallet, the ball and chain, the old lady. She does not want to move anywhere there's snow. So that is a
Really? She doesn't like snow?
She does not.
Well, she's from Texas, right?
Yeah, she's fucking miserable right now.
Okay.
It's 40
You want to know?
degrees.
Do you know the best part about snow is? How much more I enjoy summer because I've been through winter.
Well, yeah, like you actually have seasons.
Yeah.
You know? Like in California, you have hot ass summers and cold winters. You don't have snow. You have sun and rain. That's it. Those are the two seasons.
And you can't, like you say cold winters, like you haven't seen cold.
No, I know that.
Like,
I know.
at all.
But we're still in a valley, so like in a desert kind of. So it's like it gets kind of cold, colder than Texas. Like
what kind of cold are you talking? Like what's the coldest temperature you've
Put a
seen?
number on it. Is what he's saying.
Yeah, put a number on me.
the coldest I've seen is like 19.
19.
That's not bad.
That's cold.
That's pretty cold.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But it's too dry, so we don't get snow. You know.
Yeah.
So,
And especially when it gets like being somebody from the Great White North, when it gets too cold, it actually can't snow because it gets too dry. It actually has to warm back up so it can snow, because I've seen this many years where it'll warm up to like 30 so it can snow on you and then go back to 0 degrees.
it's like here's some frozen water.
I remember living in Nebraska, and we didn't have a snow day. We had a cold day because they couldn't get the buses started because it was too cold outside.
Oh, interesting.
Oh yeah.
We get fog. We get a lot of fog in
Oh, I bet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we have like foggy days.
So there was a game that I wanted to play, and Daniel, now that you're here, it's a great game. And I wanted to, because all three of us, I'm from South Dakota, Thomas is from Texas, Daniel is from California. I want you to come up with the 3 best reasons to go to your state and the 3 worst reasons to go to your state.
I've got 2. Hold on. Just
Already got it.
So, do you guys want to start with good or bad first?
Let's do good, and then I'll think of the bad. I haven't thought of the bad because there's nothing
We'll
bad.
start with one good, one bad, and then
So-
we'll go from there.
Yep, so we're gonna go top 3 good, and we'll go around the horn. You can go in whatever order you want. So the 3 best reasons to come to your particular state, because I think we're in very, very different demographics across the country, not only climate-wise, but political-wise, government-wise. I mean, there's like your 2 states, California and Texas, probably could not be any further different.
Right?
I think the only further different you could get, it would be California and Florida.
Yeah.
And that's just because it's gators fighting whatever you have in California.
Liberals. Yeah.
Liberals. Gators fighting liberals. So, Daniel, being the guest,
Yeah, he should go first.
we're gonna go top 3. Whether you want to list one of the reasons or all 3. What are the top 3 reasons that somebody should come to California?
Okay, I can do one good reason, and I'll do one bad reason to start.
Okay, I like it.
Okay, so good reason to come to California. The scenery, the landscape is absolutely beautiful. Like the state itself It's absolutely. You have the mountains, and then you drive 4 hours, 5 hours, and you're at the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and it's like, and in between, there's a lot of farmland, but there's so many places in California where you can visit and like vacation that are absolutely beautiful. Like, I think so. And then, bad reason, Democrats. See, like I'm a conservative, and I live in Central California, so I'm not like Northern California, like San Francisco, and I'm not Southern California, like LA. I'm smack in the middle. I'm Central, so I'm a conservative, but I feel like every time I vote, it just doesn't matter.
Brother, I'm in South Dakota. I know what that means.
Yeah.
My vote hasn't mattered in fucking 50 years.
Because both San Francisco and LA are just so blue. It doesn't even matter what I do. Like,
yeah.
And there's a lot of people, but I mean, you got to find your little pockets, And there are definitely some gems in California, like Yosemite, and
yes,
and then you go to
Yosemite.
the beach. Yeah, like you go to the beach.
Yosemite
Like
Sam, one of my favorite cartoon characters.
Yes, Yosemite Sam.
I say.
Yeah, we'll start with that. Yeah.
All right, Thomas.
All right. Obviously, number one reason, go to Texas. Barbecue, right? A lot of other states like to claim they have good barbecue. Daniel and I literally waited in a line for hours to eat barbecue, and it was fucking worth it. And there are multiple places all over the goddamn state that are worth waiting in line for. We didn't even go to Black's. We didn't go to a bunch of other places that we could have gone to. It's just barbecue. Barbecue. Texas mastered low and slow. So, 100%. However, no one in Texas can drive. Like, at all. Worst drivers I've ever seen. I've lived plenty of other places. So that's my bad.
That has nothing to do with your road system, but go ahead.
Turnaround lanes are fucking phenomenal and eat shit. But yes, Texas drivers suck. I'll give you that one. We suck. Okay. I suck. I get it.
All right. So, just to recap, top reason to go to California: location, scenery. There's just so much you can see in a small amount of time. Bad reason, Democrats. Top reason to go to Texas: barbecue. Bad reason, the people.
Yes. Well, the drivers.
Well, the people drive. So
the drivers. It's just. It's fine.
I'm gonna probably take obviously with South Dakota. There's so much greatness here that I really can't. To say number one, but we're gonna go cliche. Number one, South Dakota, Mount Rushmore. We literally have a mountain that we designed with fucking presidents' faces on it. And we commercialized this and we capitalized this so much that you can go and fucking see it. There's monuments. It's actually a really fucking cool place. There's Crazy Horse Monument. The Black Hills of South Dakota are absolutely stunning. Like, not trying to overtalk anything like that. If you have a vacation and it doesn't matter what season it is, spring, summer, winter, like being in a cabin in the Black Hills is the coolest fucking thing in the world.
I might have to do that then.
So,
yeah.
Top cool thing, Black Hills, South Dakota. Top bad thing, winters. I have spent 30 days plus where the high for the day was a negative number. 30 days plus where the high for the day was a negative number. Oof. We looked at the high and they're like, the high for the day is -9. I'm like, that's not a high. Like, how can you call it a high? It's not even a positive integer.
That's like the cold where it hurts your
It does.
face, you know?
It
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, like at that point, they don't let the kids go out for recess at school. They put out warnings that old people can't go outside for extended periods of times because you'll get frostbite.
So it's like the opposite of the heat waves, that California gets.
Yes, it is the opposite of a heat stroke.
We get
you can get frostbite real quick in negative temperatures.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. And that's not even you get into wind chills of negative 20, 30 degrees.
But yeah, the wind on top of it. Oh man.
Yeah, and the wind on top of it. It's not the heat that gets you, it's the humidity. So back around to you, Daniel. Let's go with another. I want some more reasons. Tell me why I need to go to California, and then also tell me why I need to stay the fuck away from California.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a mistake.
Yes, Daniel, tell us why.
Yes. All right. Okay, so the food in California is some of the best, I think, in the world. It's San Francisco is a capital of food. You have San Francisco, and you have Chicago, and you have New York. Those are the three main hubs of the culinary world. And I went to school 2 hours away from San Francisco. And so it was the prime place to learn about food and wine pairings and everything like that. So I think if you want, if you're into food, if you're a foodie, you gotta go to California, And another thing bad about California, I'd say, on the flip side. Okay, so on the flip side, San Francisco could be nice, very, very good if you know where to go. On the flip side, it can be very bad. It can be very dirty, very out there, just not family friendly, and it's not a very nice place to be. I think it's very dirty, very not well kept, I'd say.
Dirty fucking place. Got it.
It is a very dirty place.
It's the San Antonio of California.
Listen.
Yes.
I'll fuck you up. That's Houston. Houston.
Yeah.
You ready for this one, Matt?
I'm so ready. Lay it on me, brother. Give me the best reason and the second best reason to avoid Texas.
Reason number 2 why you should come to Texas, specifically if you're a single man or woman. I mean, hey, do your thing. We don't judge here. A Texas...
You 100% judge there.
Actually,
Daniel can say we don't judge. You cannot say that.
It's fine.
Probably sounds more Californian than I do.
It's fine. You just can't get married. It's fine.
No, you can't even go into the bar together. You might get fucking shot. And with the gun laws that you have.
So, second best thing about Texas is that a Texas 6, you have a woman that I would consider a 6 out of 10, goes literally anywhere else, she's automatically a 9. Texas has fucking hot ass women. Hot women. Hot women. It's a thing. Just fucking gorgeous women all over the place. I don't really know about the dudes, I'll be honest with you. I'm sure there's a better place for that. I think up in the north, they're big and burly, but for the women,
The north.
Texas. 100%. Go look at any sorority at UT, and you will fucking lose your mind. A reason not to come to Texas is the heat, and we all knew this one was coming. I have gone out of my car, I've exited my car to a parking lot, and I have never been so hot and wet at the same time. If I put cornstarch instead of baby powder on my nuts, I'd have hush puppies by the end of the day, fully cooked.
Nice and moist.
It's just disgusting. Sometimes I'll go to the restroom after walking outside for 2 minutes. like in a public place, just to wipe everything down here. It's so fucking hot and humid. You get in there and you just wanted to you sit on the toilet just to spread it. It is so goddamn hot. I have gotten burns from seatbelts, just like actual burn marks and stuff. It is disgusting how hot it gets. Now, if it's that hot and you get in a river, oh, you're having a great time, especially if you're drinking. But yes, hot women, super hot, both hot.
Just everything hot.
Everything's hotter in Texas.
Everything's hotter in Texas. That's right.
All
right. South Dakota, best state in the country. I'm going to give you the second best reason, and it's also going to be the second worst reason, and it's going to be the same answer for both questions.
Okay. Efficient.
Thomas, do you know how many people the state of California has in it?
No.
No?
No.
Roughly about 28 million. Daniel, do you know how many people the state of California has in it?
No. 28 million.
No, it's well over 30. I want to say this is a really rough guess. I want to say it's about 34 million.
He hasn't caught it yet, Daniel.
Oh yeah.
You said California twice.
Oh,
Texas is 28 million.
Texas is 28. I want to say California is about 34. Yes. The best reason to come to South Dakota, less than 1 million.
Oh man, I can't even fathom that.
Less than 1 million.
Jeez. Do you even have neighbors?
I live in the largest city in the state of South Dakota. There are 180,000 people in the city of Sioux Falls. Wow. We are the Mecca. We are the spot to stop before you go into the Great West. Beyond us, like, it is a long fucking ways to get to Montana. There's really nothing in Wyoming, let's be honest.
What are we, fucking pilgrims? We're going to the Great West.
Basically, if you're driving across the country, you are pilgrims because it's sketchy. And that's also probably one of the worst reasons to come to South Dakota because there's less than 1 million people here.
Probably for
all the settlers, they skipped over the middle.
They were like, man,
just went straight to California.
Fuck this place.
Yeah, which, like they're like, it's too fucking cold, it's too hot, we need to keep going. But I tell you what, you get the best of both worlds. It's too fucking hot here, it's too fucking cold. But there's not too many people. That's never an issue you run into here.
Yeah, for sure.
That was going to be my number 3, so now I've got to figure that out again.
All right. Number 3. Daniel, tell me the top number 3 reason to come to California and the number 3 reason to avoid California. And I will allow Nancy Pelosi to be one of those answers.
God. So old.
And same goes to you, Thomas. I will allow Ted Cruz to be one of your answers. I don't know whether it's good or bad. I'll allow it, though.
Yeah, I'd take Ted Cruz over Nancy Pelosi.
I don't know anything about politics. I don't know. You guys are just saying names at this point, like Greg Stanley. It's like, okay.
Greg Stanley. Over him, yeah. I'm down. Okay, so good thing. Okay, here's one. Good thing is, if you like sports, there's a lot of sports in California. There's I'd say maybe 6 professional teams. 7.
Yeah,
8,
the Raiders play there, don't they?
Nope.
The LA Raiders.
Nope.
Oh, okay. My bad.
No, they're in those
This is awkward. Keep going, Daniel.
I'm a Raiders fan, but that was before they moved.
I know, you got your Raiders hat on right now, too.
Yeah. Yeah. But So I'm a big baseball fan, and I love my San Francisco Giants. I absolutely love them. But it's something for everybody. I think like you have your Lakers, you have your Giants, you have your Rams. Yeah, I could go on and on. So if you like sports, there's something for everybody. I think.
Actually, a pretty good one.
Yeah, for sure.
There's
if you don't like the Lakers, go watch the fucking 76ers.
I prefer watching the 69ers. I like the 69ers.
Sorry.
Or Sacramento Kings or Golden State Warriors. Exactly. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or 49ers,
Yeah, you don't like the LA Rams? Go watch the fucking San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah,
for sure.
And so, I think it's something for everybody, and it's a very sports-heavy state, and youth sports are a very big thing in California. Baseball is very big in Central California, so is football, and yeah, I think that's good for the community and all that.
For sure.
Yeah. Another bad thing goes hand in hand with the last two that I've said, but there's very big homelessness population in California. Very big. LA is I swear, it's 90% of LA is just you look at any corner and there's a homeless person. San Francisco is the same way. Fresno, very bad. It's just everywhere. And, it's partially because, taxes and sale and, rent is extremely high in California. So, for my apartment right now, I'm paying $1,700.
What the fuck?
And that's a 1-bedroom?
It's a two by one, but yeah.
Do you personally pay $1,700?
No. I split it.
Okay.
Still,
but you have to. You have to split.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify for if your rent was $3,400 and you were paying $1,700 personally, holy fuck.
Well, that'd be probably in LA or San Francisco, there.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but I used to be able to afford a 1-bed, 1-bath by myself 3 years ago, and I looked at the same apartment. Rent went up $300, and I'm I can't afford that now. So it's here's
Thomas, none of that.
Oh, sorry. I'm usually asleep by now because of work.
Yeah. You're working.
All right. So we have the top 3 reasons to move to California and also to stay away from California. Give us the top 3 reasons that we should go to Texas and we should stay away from Texas.
I'm going to give you, it's the same reason for both, actually. The exact same reason, and that's firearms. If you like shooting guns, if you like owning guns, if you like doing anything with guns, Texas, all right? There is a gun/liquor store you can go to. You can get a bottle of Jack Daniels and a 1911 at on the same ticket, same trip. There's drive-through gun stores. Fucking awesome. Downside is there's no fighting because everyone and their moms has a fucking firearm, right? So you have a firearm, but you're constantly on edge because you're under the assumption that pretty much everyone else has one. You still need a background check. You can't just go in and say, "Give me a gun." It doesn't happen. So it's a catch-22. I love firearms. I love doing anything to do with firearms. So it's awesome. That it's so easy to access, but on the opposite end, it's kind of really awful that it's as easy to access. So,
can I ask you one quick question?
What's up?
Do you have to have a concealed carry permit in the state of Texas?
I don't think you do anymore. I don't think federally you have to anymore. Didn't that come out?
I don't believe so. I think that's a state order.
I have one, so I'll look it up.
Okay, you look it up. I will. So, as Thomas said, best reasons to go to Texas is 1, you can always have your gun on you, but 2, Everybody else has their fucking gun on them. So you better have your gun on you because somebody else has it on them.
So beginning September 1st, 2021, HB 1927 made it legal in Texas for most people 21 or over to carry a handgun in a holster without a permit, both openly and or concealed.
Without a permit.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. South Dakota, and the big reason I ask is South Dakota recently, within the last few years, passed a same bill where, like, we used to have to. It was such a fucking joke for us to get a concealed carry permit. Like, we literally had to go down to the courthouse, give them our driver's license, and pay like a $10 application fee, and then come back 3 weeks later, and they were like, "Oh, here's your concealed carry permit." And I'm like, "Why did I have to go through this?" Well, that was too difficult. They've now made it even easier to where you don't have to do anything. You just are able to conceal carry.
As long as you're 21 and up.
As long as you own a gun.
Yeah.
As long as you legally own the gun, you don't have to prove to anybody that you fucking have it.
And in Texas, there's no carry size for blades anymore either.
You mean like for knives?
Yeah, because some states it can't be more than 4 inches.
I can carry my machete with me at all times.
You can carry a fucking broadsword.
The long ass machete.
You can carry a goddamn broadsword. It doesn't matter.
I can carry a broadsword.
Broadsword.
I'm going to weld the clip of my barrel of my pistol onto my broadsword, and so I'm going to have a broadsword pistol, and I fucking shoot at people.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
I'm going to call it a reverse bayonet. Instead of the gun being the big thing, the sword's going to be the big thing, and I'm just going to have a pistol attached to it.
So you stab them and then shoot them. Like,
That's right.
Get them off your sword.
So, number 3 for the state of Texas, or state of South Dakota, for best reasons to come here. Buffalo.
Like the animal?
The animal.
nice. Yeah.
Everybody, when you think of America, you think of basically 1, 2, 3 animals. You think of a bald eagle, and you think of the American buffalo.
Do I?
Yeah.
You do.
I
See?
I do. Yeah. Well, because I've been to Yellowstone and like Idaho. So.
Yeah.
What did the buffalo say?
The buffalo.
What did the buffalo say when his firstborn went to college?
Bison.
Bison.
Yep. You're not even a dad, and that's a fucking dad joke right there.
I chuckled.
So, I would say that the American bison, which is technically not a buffalo, it's the American bison, and you can get. If you ever drive through South Dakota, Al's Oasis is right on the river. Great place to stop. They've got a buffalo burger. Highly recommend trying it. It's going to be super dry because it's not a fatty meat. But if you ever get a chance to eat buffalo, I highly recommend trying it.
Isn't the point of a burger to add fat?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Sometimes.
We had a buffalo burger on the menu for a second there.
Yeah, they're a very lean burger.
It once it's cooked, it shrinks like because there's no fat. So
Yep.
Yeah.
We've definitely run over on time. By the way,
Do I get to give my last reason to not come to South Dakota, or do you just end this?
No, we're definitely getting a reason. I just don't think we'll be doing the question tonight.
No.
Okay. Give me your last reason. This is going
to be super terrible, and I'm going to be a bad individual for saying this. South Dakota has a very large amount of the state of South Dakota that is actually not part of the United States of America. It is reservation country. And that is country that you are not safe in. Like, I feel safe most places. If you're driving onto the reservation, there's a good chance that you could be physically harmed.
Even me? And Daniel? I mean, we kind of look a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anybody. Like,
interesting.
I had no idea. That's something we don't hear about.
do not get me wrong. There are so many good people of every race of people, and it seems like the bad ones are the ones that you have to worry about. But I also, that's just how it is. There's plenty of bad people out there, and going onto the reservations, they deal on different rules, they deal on different laws, and they are sovereign nations from the United States of America.
I didn't know
And
that.
yeah, they actually have their own. They have their own police department. It's called the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the BIA.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you feel in this way, there's obviously some stigma, or at least some fact to it.
Or experience,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, there's
it's not just out of thin air.
No, and I always hate to be the one to bring up stuff like that because I hate to put a negative sight on things, but at the exact same time, people need to be aware. If you're traveling through the state of South Dakota, you need to be aware of where you're stopping because there's been bathrooms that we've stopped at that I'm like, hey kids, we'll pee at the next gas station.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's not very often. They're places that are off the beaten path, but we've also had, in a small area, they, with a low population, there also can be more opportunity for other people to take advantage.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
I think so.
Well, on that somber note, oof. I mean, I get it though, because we're next to the border. Daniel, I know California has the border.
Yeah. I mean,
Daniel lives in Middle Texas. He's got no borders other than the northern border to Oregon. So
I would say there wouldn't be a stereotype if there wasn't some fact behind it.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
That's true.
Yeah.
I got a couple cousins in jail. I get it.
Oh.
I got a piece of shit for a dad. I get it.
God.
So, with that, we've gone well over our hour mark. We're almost to an hour and a half, which, when you get great company like Daniel on, it's just going to happen. Conversations flow, things get exciting. Yeah, that's just how it works.
We talked about 69ers. We talked about turkey dick. We talked about so many great things today. I completely agree.
Especially turkey dicks.
Turkey dick is...
Turkey dicks.
I hope next time I see you, I'm going to slap you in the face with a turkey dick, Thomas.
Thank you. I hope you do too.
That's the name of this one right here is Whiskey and Turkey Dicks.
Whiskey and turkey dicks.
Will do.
I love it.
I'm writing it down right now so I remember.
So do we want to end? I mean, we've gone over what's an extra 5-10 minutes. Do we want to go into questions? I mean, do we want to end it?
I actually don't have one. So if you have one for me, go for it, but I actually don't have one today.
Daniel, what about you? You got any questions? Anything you want figured out? I think Daniel's frozen.
Oh,
I mean, unless he's smiling in that picture, just solid.
It's kind of fucking creepy. That's just I texted you the title so I don't forget.
Gotcha. Yeah, Daniel's super excited right now, and there he goes.
Yep.
So,
right.
There he is. Hey, welcome back.
Totally
you
lost you guys there for a second.
You had an awesome smile on your face for that whole trip, so.
I took a picture, actually.
For that whole time. Nice.
We were just closing it out. Wanted to see, we usually do the questions at the end, getting advice from other people. If you wanted to jump in on that, Thomas said he didn't have any questions. But yeah, if you had anything, I figured if we're already over by half an hour, what's an extra 15 minutes?
All right. Okay. No, I don't have anything prepared.
That's cool.
Can't think of anything right now.
That's all right, dude.
If Thomas has something.
I actually didn't. All of Matt's advice has become very fruitful for me. So I'm pretty happy in my relationship. And I really, my questions are really going to come in handy at a time when I'm getting married and having kids and figuring out
All right.
what a mortgage is.
Then I'm gonna ask this question because it was something that my wife brought up to me before I got on the podcast, and so just to give you an idea of how my house works, we have our kitchen and we have kind of like a pantry in the basement, and we put a lot of our snacky type foods, zebra cakes, Little Debbie type things down there, chips, extra cans. It's kind of like our pantry because we don't have a huge upstairs, so we don't have a pantry upstairs. We're not rich white people. We're average South Dakotans. So I made the comment to my wife a few weeks ago. My oldest had a friend spend the night, and they made root beer floats.
Okay.
They all got root beer floats. Guess who didn't get offered a root beer float?
You?
This guy.
Uh-huh.
They had root beer floats the next night. I was not offered a root beer float. I was a little and don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge root beer float fan, but I'm like, how do you not even offer me a root beer float? You make root beer floats 2 nights and nobody says a fucking word.
The first time, okay, maybe, but the second time?
Yeah, the second time I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So I bring it up. I'm like, I'm a little upset about this. I'm like, hey, oh yeah, you guys had root beer floats and nobody even offered me one. So then a couple nights later, she's like, oh, we need to make these. And yeah, does Dad want one? And I'm like, yeah, you're just doing it because I fucking said something. This is bullshit. I really don't even want one because of spite, but I'm going to eat one and I have to say yes because otherwise you're going to pester me about it.
Clearly you're upset about the root beer floats, but I don't see the question in this one.
So then like I said, we have all of our pantry and stuff downstairs. Well, after supper tonight, I went downstairs. We have these little zebra cakes. I went downstairs and I grabbed one and didn't think anything of it. Came upstairs and I ate it. And my wife says to me, she's like, you get all pissed off about us not offering you a root beer float, but you've gone downstairs the last 2 out of the last 3 nights and grabbed one of these and didn't offer to grab me anything. And I'm like, oh, fuck you. This is not the same thing. A root beer float versus me walking to the basement and getting a zebra cake out of a fucking a Little Debbie is definitely not even on the same level. You go into thought process to make a root beer float. I went and grabbed something from a gas station. So my question is, am I justified in not offering to grab her something or asking if she wants something when I go downstairs? Or should I have offered?
I think you both should have offered. I think you're both wrong. Because when I go and get something, and this could just be it's a new relationship or whatever, and I go get something, I'm like, hey, do you want anything? Even if I'm just leaving wherever we are to go pee, I'm up now, so I'm like, I'm up. Do you need anything? But I've been doing that since I was a little kid because every time I get up, my dad would say, go get me that. I'm like, okay. So I've been conditioned for it.
See, but it's also a different story for you because you guys, she doesn't live with you.
That's true, too.
You're not at her house. She's not at her house. So, as your guest, you have to offer her.
Or even when I get up in her house, too. Even when I get up, I still offer to get her anything. Because I know where everything is.
So you offer to get her stuff from her own house?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I won't even offer her. I'll look, and she'll be because she drinks water fucking crazy. And so I'll get up, and I'll see her water's about to be empty. So I'll just take it with me, and I'll fill it up.
Yeah, water's a totally different story. That's free 99, buddy.
I guess. But, I don't know. I think you should always offer whenever you get up to do something. And it's not for being selfless. It's a purely selfish reason. Because when I'm up, I'm up. When I sit back down, I'm not getting up. I don't care what you need.
All right. I want to hear Daniel's thoughts on this. Before I give any reasoning or thoughts behind where I'm coming from, I want to hear Daniel's thoughts because I don't want to prejudiced. Any thoughts?
It's fair.
Okay, so like I think making the root beer floats is like a special activity, you know.
It is an activity.
Like that's at least that's what you're making it seem like. So like to not be offered one, I'd be like, what about me? Like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. And then like going to get like something out of the pantry. That's that's just a daily thing, So I'd say yeah, I'd be kind of peeved too.
And that's where like
also when oh, go ahead.
And that's where like for me it's like when I go grab this stuff, it's not like we're all sitting around doing something or like I'm going through something special. Like I'm just like I'm gonna run downstairs and then I'm like, oh, I should grab that while I'm down here, and I just grab one. It's not like it's not like there's a thought process behind it where I'm like, oh, I need to go get the ice cream and I need to get root beer and then I need to get glasses and like, hey, like it. And I could understand if she was upset if like I was like, hey, kids, do you want a Little Debbie? Do you want a Little Debbie? And then I didn't ask her, like, hey, do you want a Little Debbie?
Yeah.
But she made one for each kid, just specifically not for me. So
did she make one for herself?
Oh, 100%. There is not a time that my wife has made ice cream and she hasn't had one for herself.
If she didn't make one for herself, then I'd be like, okay, you're overreacting. But if she did and didn't make you one, then I'd be like, yeah, what the fuck, man.
My wife loves ice cream. Remember how I told you about those negative 20-degree days? She would be like, hey, let's go to Dairy Queen and get a Blizzard. And I'm like, fuck you. It's negative 20 degrees out. And she's like, no, I want a Blizzard today. Let's go get one. Yeah, there is a Blizzard. Like, this was named after today.
Nice.
Hey, I'll eat ice cream in the winter. I don't give a shit. Ice cream's good.
Yeah, winter for you is fucking 30 degrees. Yeah. You can't even keep your ice cream cold without a fucking freezer.
Yeah, it's true.
When your ice cream gets put outside and it gets too cold to eat, then you can talk to me.
Yeah,
so
that's fair. Jeez.
All right. Well, now that we've asked our questions, we've sang our songs, we've drank our tea. The night shall be ended.
Sounds good.
I think we've gone too long for Thomas. I think his attention has been lost. He's been looking at pictures of Bert on the internet without his shirt on.
Oh
and
my god, that man
needs to go rub one out.
That man's a genius. I actually have to poop really bad.
Okay. Oh.
So,
all right.
You know how it is. You guys know how
there
it
you
is.
go.
Which, by the way, we talked about pot roast. Had pot roast for dinner today. In any case, guys, it's been awesome.
Nice.
I love having you on, Daniel. It is amazing every time you're here. I learned so much about turkey dicks and wine, and I'm definitely going to pair those two things together. So,
turkey dicks and wine. Thursday, bitches.
All right.
Get it done.
Turkey. Yep. Exactly.
We appreciate you all. Daniel, do you have any final words to our three listeners? Daniel froze again.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Here we go.
Fold your laundry. Good night, everybody.
That's it.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This has been the Thursday episode of Sammies and Beer. We appreciate you oh so much. Toodles.